What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Jada Pinkett take to social media, and Jada Pinkett is not understanding why ever since the Surviving R.Kelly series has aired on Lifetime, that his record sales and stream has skyrocketed. She not getting it. She not understanding this. She like, what's going on? I don't get how is this happening. Does black girls not matter? Why is this man record sales and streams is going up? Well, Jada, I'm going to answer you after I let the people hear what you said. Because anybody watching that know exactly why his record sales and streams have went up since the airing of that. What was supposed to have been set up to destroy this man actually seemed like it's reinventing his career. Now, with that being said, let's listen to this, what Jada Pinkett said, and I'm going to elaborate and answer this for her since she don't know why this happening. Let's listen to what Jada says.
So I got an article this morning about how R. Kelly's music sales and his streams have spiked substantially since the release of Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. And I'm having a really difficult time understanding why. But I think it's important that I understand why. I really would like for you guys to help me understand what I'm missing, even if I'm missing something that I don't necessarily agree with. I just want to understand what I'm missing. So if you could sound off below, that'd be great. And we can continue the conversation Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time on our Facebook Live. And I really don't want to believe that it's because black girls don't matter enough. Or is that the reason? So let me know. Happy Sunday.
Okay. Well, let's get right off into this. Let me answer some of your questions for you, Jada Pinkett. Now, how is it that you are a smart, intelligent, beautiful black woman? You've been watching this Surviving R. Kelly situation, and how you don't see all the inconsistencies and the circumstantial evidence that's against this brother that just seem to just don't add up with a lot of the people who coming out against this man on what he is alleged accused of doing. For instance, yes, let's not misconstrue anything. Yes, R. Kelly is definitely sick, twisted, perverted, and demented in the mind. Yes, without a doubt. So do not leave that out, or do not take what I'm about to say as if I'm defending him in any type of way. Look, I play as an acting judge on my show. While I'm able to put aside my personal feelings and add up the evidence and analyze what's going on. Now, as I'm watching this and listening to that, all the people that's coming forward, giving a testimony about him, even to his wife, a lot of that stuff was very cringy. And it seemed to me, here's the thing that's crazy. Before the Surviving R. Kelly series aired on Lifetime, when this stuff was coming out about R. Kelly camp was releasing statements saying how these people, parents, was bringing their children to his shows and things, actually offering their children to this man. That's when his camp released. And it's crazy, months later, now we got the Surviving R. Kelly Lifetime series. And do you know what these people on here literally saying out of their mouth? That's exactly what they were doing. Handing their children over to R. Kelly to be a personal mentor to their young children, their young daughters. When this man already was on record with the Aaliyah situation, with the rape case of the other 14-year-old girl, and yet they still bringing their 14, 15-year-old daughters to under R. Kelly personal care to take care of and personally mentor privately. Come on, man. I got to bang the gavel on them. Man, get the hell out of here. That don't even make no sense. How you loving, caring parents and you want your child to be personal mentored by R.Kelly and she left alone, traveling all over different states and left with this man for weekends and months and weeks. No, 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 no. And it's like they are enticing and tempting this pedophile to engage in sexual activities with their children. Come on now. With their children. This is what they were doing on there. Out of their own mouth. Like people were saying stuff like this. How come R. Kelly was not found guilty when they had the tapes of him having sex with them underage girls and he was pissing on them? They had the tapes of him. How was he not found guilty? His popularity, his money, it get them, no. It get them out of trouble every time. No, that's not it. This is why he was found not guilty. The parents of the young girl is on record with the authorities saying that's not their child. That's not her. Neither would they allow the young girl to take the stand and testify. Also, Sparkle, who relative it was, grown ass Sparkle, who relative it was, she introduced the little girl to R. Kelly, already knowing how overprotective and sexual and deceiving he was. So she lured her niece into the arms of a pedophile. Purposely. And she getting on the stand saying, that's my relative. And when she off the stand saying it, testifying against R. Kelly, her blood brother come on the stand behind her saying, no, that's not our relative. That's not my niece. How are they going to find this man guilty beyond a reasonable doubt? And the family can't even agree. The family not even agree. Her own mother now. And she the one brought her to R. Kelly. Talking about she wanted R. Kelly to help her. But already on record saying how twisted he was according to her testimony. R. Kelly was that way towards her. And she was grown. Wouldn't let nobody talk to her. Nobody could be around her. Anybody around and get in trouble. Showing how overprotective he was and already aware of his sexual dealings. And you bring your little cousin under that umbrella. Yeah, they sound more like setups. They sound more like setups. Y'all bringing this man these young girls. And then when he doing the things that a pedophile do, now you want to put the gavel on him. You justified in doing that, but damn, they relatives are bringing him these children. Horrible. Then you had another woman on there talking about her daughter. Talking about, well, we knew about the Aaliyah situation. We knew about the camera with him with the other 14-year-old girl. But since he was found not guilty, we wasn't going to hold that against him. And we felt we wanted him to mentor our 14-year-old daughter. Come on, man. Come on. Really, Jada? Really, Jada? How y'all missing all this? Come on, man. You leave any pedophile with a young child, what do you think gonna happen? What do you think gonna happen? He ain't got no help. Then you got the other girl. See, these girls on records saying how they were setting him up, lying about their age and stuff. One girl said, yeah, he asked me what was my age. I told him I was 19. Now, if the man is asking her age, it's obvious he trying to be a little careful on how he deal and do things. Because if he didn't care to some degree, he wouldn't even ask her age. He asked her age. She said she was 19. He took her in. Then, according to her, just when they was finna have sex, she told him, well, I'm actually 16. See, that don't make no sense. You lied about your age so he can take you in. Only for him to take you in, for you now not to want to be a part of it and say, you know what? No, I'm really 16. I'm not 19. See, things like that, it don't stick when you dealing in legality. It don't stick. You know what I'm saying? It's circumstantial, man. It's too many inconsistencies. And they trying so hard to discredit him and hurting him, but that they actually making him look good. Because any person in their right mind watching it just looking like, what? Why are these parents doing that? Why are they like offering their children to this man? And then the other one where the girl and the girl, her mother and father sitting there talking, they actually exposed themselves and told on themselves, talking about, you know, she wanted to work with R.Kelly real bad, and she was telling us that if we don't let her work with R.Kelly, she gon', and then it click, it skip, and go to another thing. They left it out like, she gon' what? She only 13, 14. What is she going to do undermining her mother and father? Her real mother and father saying, I'm going to work with him, and if y'all don't let me work with him, I'm going, and then it cut. You gon' what? And they believe R. Kelly should personally mentor them. Then said, well, we told him she got to at least have somebody there with her. So y'all send her big sister. They send her big sister with her. Her big sister with her. Only for them to go in the hotel. She wake up, her little sister gone. R. Kelly, she looking for R. Kelly. She go to the studio, make a big fuss. Her and R. Kelly having tug of war with the young girl. R. Kelly pulling that one arm, she pulling that another arm. R. Kelly called security, grab her, they take her and drop her off in the middle of nowhere in Chicago. She called her mother and father, tell them what happened, but don't really tell them the real truth. She exaggerated the story according to them. Why wouldn't she be honest about that? Why would she lie and twist things up to your own mother and father if it actually went down the way that she's saying? And they like, when we got there, we found out she wasn't really telling the truth. She was just doing certain things. She was hiding things. And she like, no, I was scared to tell the truth because they told me they was going to kill us and our family if we said something. Like, come on, man. Come on. Never once in a documentary, R. Kelly got any weapons, any guns, any knives. All these girls even have phones. He let them use their phones, things like that, because one of the punishment was if they do certain things, he'll take their phones from them. So they got their phones where they could call 911 anytime they want to. And here's another thing that's crazy. Every last one of the girls who telling their story left on their own free will. Left on their own free will. But even some of the girls telling their story, saying things like this: I wanted to go back. One girl say, I wanted to go back. I left, and when I got to the airport, I wanted to go back. I called him on the phone, and if he would have answered the phone, I would have went back, but he didn't answer the phone. He didn't accept my call. He didn't answer the phone. So he wanted me to leave. And here she is in front of the camera talking about how much of an animal he was, but she wanted to go back. Then you got the other girl talking about, it was just too many inconsistencies, man. Too many. And even though, you can look at him as being a pedophile, a slum bucket, or anything he did, when you listening to the evidence, when you listening to all the testimonies, all these people is literally just telling on themselves. They actually telling on themselves. And R. Kelly's wife, oh wow, she was so irritating. Sitting up there trying to make herself seem like she was this loving, nurturing, respectable, goody two-shoe type woman. But when she began to talk and open her mouth, she contradicts herself so many times, it's not funny. And really showing how she mentally off balance. Not only the fact of saying she wanted to kill herself 3-4 times, but even to the point of when she said she holding her newborn baby in her arms. And when she was watching TV and they said R. Kelly was being arrested for the child pornography stuff, she dropped her newborn baby out her hand from the shock of hearing that news, that she already was aware that this brother was twisted in some type of way. Like, what mother drops her newborn baby out of her arms at the news of hearing your husband been arrested for child pornography? Like, come on, man. Like, that just so drama queenish. Like, come on now. Really? No loving, caring mother going to drop their newborn baby out of their hand to the floor. To just too many, just like trying too hard to paint a picture of a monster to the point that the light went from being on him to on them, questioning their judgments. They judgment, and the parents offering their children to this man. And think about it. If they so much a good, loving parent, like they was making themselves seem, why is it that they children don't want to talk to them on the phone, don't want to see them, don't want to go back home with them? Come on now. Come on now. Maybe because some of them children knew what they was doing. I'm just keeping it real. Maybe because some of them children knew what they were doing, like, no, you handed us over to this dude. And now since he cut off your water, now it's, he took our baby. We ain't seen our baby in 3 years and we ain't. And none of these women testimonies, this man holding them against their will. Every last one of them left and walk out on their own. Like, come on now. Come on. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not taking up for him no way whatsoever. But it'll be hard trying to explain that to law enforcement and authorities with the testimony that's on record. Especially when it's proof that he's not holding them against their will, when y'all are the evidence that y'all walked out on y'all own. On y'all own. And even some of y'all on record talking about you want to go back. It seemed more so like when he was done dealing with that batch, or whatever batch y'all was, that a lot of y'all bitter that he don't want to deal with you no more. And he got a new batch. Because according to some of them, they want to go back. They wanted to go back. But he didn't want them back. I'm just keeping it 100 with you, man. I mean, look, I sympathize with that type of stuff because I know 1 out of every 3 young girls before they reach the age of 15 is molested or sexual assaulted in some type of way by a family member or some close relative or somebody they know. I know that. And it's sad, especially in black families and things like that. That rape and incest is definitely true. Definitely true in a lot of black families and things like that. So I definitely sympathize in those things. Especially when you're talking about people who's vulnerable and not strong enough to defend themselves. But we talking about parents who so-called know, literally bringing their children and relatives to R. Kelly, bringing their young daughters, 14, 15 years old, to R. Kelly. And no disrespect to Aaliyah and her family now. But let's just be real, man. Aaliyah dealing with R. Kelly, they got married while she was at the age of 15. They got married while she was at the age of 15, and this brother was already dealing with her when she was like, 13 or 14 or 13 or something like that. But yet him and Aaliyah on traveling the world all by themselves and all in other countries by themselves. And come on, what parent, no matter what, let their child 15 years old and young girls at that, what parent also want a man to be the mentor of their young daughters? Not another older female, but you want a man to mentor your daughter? Get up out of here. Come on, man, get up out of here. Seemed more so like they was setting the dude up. Come on now. Who does that? Who let they 13, 14, 15-year-old child spend weekends and weeks and months with a grown man? I don't give a damn if he can write music. I don't give a damn if he got a record out. I don't care if some of my favorite songs is made by him. At the end of the day, that's your child. That's your relative. Sparkle come in the studio, the same little girl she introduced to R.Kelly talking about, she'll come in the studio, see her little niece with R.Kelly, and it'll be like, what you doing here? She'll be like, oh, you know, the family dropped me off. But you leaving her with this man. You ain't saying, okay, when I leave here, you leaving with me. You leaving her with R.Kelly. Why? Just because you want your deal. Just because you want to be famous and popular. So you let him knock down your niece at the expense of your career. Come on, get up out of here. And then that's another thing they were doing that I didn't like. They laugh and crying, laugh and crying, laugh and crying. Damn, which one is it? Was you affected by this or is it a joke? R. Kelly White, Sparkle them. Most of the girls giving their testimony. They laughing, then crying. They laughing, then crying. Which one is it? Them don't seem like victims. Ain't no victim finna be laughing and finding humor when a person is taking advantage of you, raping you, beating you, starving you, isolating you from your family and loved ones. What's funny about that? And they laughing and crying, laughing and crying, laughing and crying. Which one is it? It's like a mockery. It's like a straight up mockery. And anybody with right sense watching that can see, like, look, I sympathize with young girls who've been molested and raped and things like that. But come on now. Come on now. Too many inconsistencies, man. Too many. And this why, Jada, this is why his record sales and streams then went up. They put light on it, but after hearing a lot of them testimonies, even though a lot of women sometimes sympathize with other young girls and women like that, man, them parents was bogus. Mostly everybody testimony, these grown-ups then gave their babies to this man. Then gave his babies to this man. And this man been dealing with them, and when they turned 18, they cut their parents off and just went strictly with him. And they want no more dealings with them at all. At all. Come on now. Come on. Because they already know. Because they already know. Like, yeah, our parents then was prostituting us to this man. I saw that stuff happen in the streets many times. I saw that stuff happening in the streets many times, Jada. Real talk. All the time. One of the girls who I was in love with, my first love, Tasha, her mother did that to her. Her mother did that to her. I'm sorry. I just got to keep it real. Me and her the same age. But because I ain't have no money and I wasn't no baller, she broke me and her daughter up and let her go with an older man because he had money and he was a baller. So that she could get dips. So that he could look out for her too. And we both was like 14 or 15 years old. Real talk. I saw that stuff happening many times. This was no different. It seemed like they proving R.Kelly them story right. Even though it don't make it right what he did, because regardless of if they give him over to you or not, he got a problem psychologically. And that's even worse because you enticing it and you feeding what he got a problem with. You feeding what he have a problem with. If he have a problem with young girls and pedophiling and y'all bringing them to him voluntarily, not even caring and leaving them with him. What do you think gonna happen? Come on now. So yes, Jada, I definitely understand why. And black girls do matter. It ain't about, look, black girls do matter. But when you listening to these stories and you listening to their testimonies of what they saying, you cannot prosecute that man to some degree on some of those things they saying because they are doing it. They doing it. They personally doing this stuff, man. Again, what parent will let their daughter be mentored by a man? What parent does that? That even sounds stupid. I want you to mentor my daughter. No, you can mentor my son, and I'm still ain't letting my son spend weekends with you, weeks with you, and traveling state to state with you and out of country with you. No, no. How much more your daughter? You gonna let your daughter, 14, 15 years old, be mentored by a man who already on record of being charged with 14 counts of child pornography, who already was married to a 15-year-old girl, but because he was found guilty, that's what that parent gonna say. Because he was found guilty, we didn't want to hold that against him. Trying to be politically correct while the camera on you. Y'all just looked at bad on them cameras. They just looked at bad, man. Yeah, it looked bad, but we able to watch it and weed out a lot of things to just look at in depth of what this man was doing. But they was feeding this man sexually desires of what he struggled with, for financial gain. And it seemed like some of them women that were talking and saying stuff were just mad because he cut their water off and was done dealing with them and brought in a whole new batch of women. I'm just keeping it real. That's what it appeared to me. That's what it appeared to me. I'm just keeping it real. With that being said, this battle truth. It ain't my judgment that's in question. It's yours. And of course his record sales and streams gonna go up. They put light on it. I think they tried too hard to prosecute him. Just like I say this once, I'm gonna say it again. Just like the O.J. Simpson trial. Yes, everybody knows for the most part O.J. was guilty of that. But the prosecutors tried so hard to get him, they just started contaminating the evidence. Too many people hands involved, story switching up to the point you couldn't find this man guilty beyond a reasonable doubt because now everybody want to participate and get popularity off of it to the point that they begin to self-incriminate themselves. And that's exactly what happened with this surviving R.Kelly situation. And that's the answer to your question, Jada. Yes, black girls matters. Yes, when they are victims like that, it definitely matters. But it's hard to defend some of this stuff when you have parents voluntarily bringing their children to this man knowing what he already is wrestling against within himself, what he is on public records doing. You understand what I'm saying? With that being said, this battle truth. It ain't my judgment that's in question. It's yours. And it's out there where you hear these people stories and it just make them look bad and it actually bring them into question rather than him on some degrees. Subscribe to Battle Truth.